In June of 2001, just a few months before the twin ladies of New York City made their final bow, an obscure patent was filed with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. This patent went unnoticed, as most patents do. And that's too bad, because the information in it may have changed the world. The inventor's name was Hendricus Loos, and the invention and patent application were very laborious and complicated. But here's what you should know about it. Quote, computer monitors and TV monitors can be made to emit weak, low-frequency electromagnetic fields merely by pulsing the intensity of displayed images. Experiments have shown that the half-hertz sensory resonance can be excited in this manner in a subject near the monitor. The 2.4 hertz sensory resonance can also be excited in this fashion. Hence, a TV monitor or computer monitor can be used to manipulate the nervous system of nearby people. Did you hear that? To manipulate the nervous system of nearby people with weak, low-frequency electromagnetic fields. But let's go on. Quote, certain cutaneous nerves of the subject exhibit spontaneous spiking in patterns which, although rather random, contain sensory information at least in the form of average frequency. Some of these nerves have receptors that respond to the field stimulation by changing their average spiking frequency, so that the spiking patterns of these nerves acquire a frequency modulation, which is conveyed to the brain. Did you hear that? From their entrance into the nervous system and a created frequency modulation, information enters the brain. And may I remind you again, this patent was filed just before the twin ladies said goodnight. Let's continue. Quote, certain monitors can emit electromagnetic field pulses that excite a sensory resonance in a nearby subject through image pulses that are so weak as to be subliminal. This is unfortunate, since it opens a way for mischievous application of the invention, whereby people are exposed unknowingly to manipulation of their nervous systems for someone else's purposes. Such application would be unethical and is of course not advocated. It is mentioned here in order to alert the public to the possibility of covert abuse that may occur while being online or while watching TV, a video, or a DVD. Unquote. Back in 2001, of course, we didn't have cell phones with screens and internet connection like we have today. I think it's safe to say that cell phones of today absolutely can be counted in with the computer monitors and TV monitors that the patent was talking about. And just think of how much more sophisticated all of these monitors are now, 23 years later since the application for this patent. And by the way, don't you think it's odd that a computer screen and a TV screen are referred to as monitors? Who is monitoring whom? Anyway, imagine the applications of this patent when combined with subliminal messages. A subliminal message is a message that is sent to the human mind without a person being conscious of it. If you Google it, you'll find that the official narrative is that subliminal messages don't really work, so they're nothing to be worried about at all. Phew! That's a relief. It's also total bullshit, but a relief nonetheless. If you do Google it, and I hope you will, you'll find a lot of mixed messages about it. But it certainly seems that the underlying takeaway they want you to have is that subliminal messages couldn't really influence someone to buy something long-term or vote for a certain candidate or behave in a way contrary and devastating to their nature. It's just not that powerful, we are told. Perhaps one of the best cult classic movies about subliminal messages is the movie They Live, which starred Rowdy Roddy Piper. I don't know if you remember him, but I sure do. When he puts on a special pair of glasses, he is able to see what is really going on around him in terms of subliminal messages and who is doing it as well. But no one else can see it besides him and a few other people he's in cahoots with. He's able to see gruesome creatures who have taken over human form, who, without the glasses, look just like regular, ordinary people, just like you and me. But with the glasses, they are revealed as the parasitic beings they truly are. Oh, the implications in just that alone. And, of course, they are in all the influential professions in life. Doctors, lawyers, preachers, judges, politicians, and merchants. So if you haven't seen the movie They Live, I suggest you do. You'll enjoy it. One of the most interesting parts is how he tries to get someone else to just see what's going on. There's a huge fight scene to get the guy to put the glasses on and finally see. But he fights and fights to not see. He doesn't want to know. How many people do you know like that? People who refuse to see, even when the evidence is served to them on a silver platter. But back to our obscure invention by Hendricus Loos, a link to which I will put below in the show notes. Imagine the power of having a screen, a monitor, that can manipulate the nervous system of a person, thereby conveying messages and feelings to the brain. Have you ever had a particular thought that seemed foreign to you in some sort of way? Like you're not sure where it came from, or why you're even trying it on for size, for that matter. Have you ever had a sudden wave of a feeling that washed over you out of nowhere? Like massive anxiety or fear or sorrow that literally cripples you for a while. And it seems to come on like gangbusters out of nowhere at all. Depending on your age, if you think back about your own thoughts, you'll remember how much more enclosed your thinking was back then. It was just you in your brain back then. And what I mean by that is that they were your thoughts, formed by you and in your brain. They weren't subject to manipulation. Well, maybe not as much manipulation anyway, as thoughts are subjected to today. Have you looked around you? Do you not see the hollow look in the eyes of some people? I see it. It makes me wonder if these people have ever had a self-generated thought or feeling at all. They're just vessels into which black magic is poured aggressively from the monitor. They say that anxiety and depression and panic attacks and fear are at an all-time high level today, and I believe that's true, absolutely. In fact, they are an unprecedented epidemic if you think about it. The massiveness of which I believe you would need a pair of Rowdy Roddy Piper's magic sunglasses to see, unless you are born with the sight. If you decide to follow the link given below on Hendricus Loos' patent application, you'll see there's a link there for his other inventions, all of which seem a bit odd to me, and that's putting it mildly. Here's a few. Electric fringe field generator for manipulating nervous systems. Subliminal acoustic manipulation of nervous systems. Method and apparatus for associative memory. Kinda weird, huh? And if you decide you want to find out more about Hendricus Loos, well, you're in for a big dead end. Some websites say he is a fictitious person, and they name other people who could be behind his name, including certain U.S. alphabet agencies. Other sites, when trying to research his businesses, have come up with nothing more than directory listings. but there's nothing solid anywhere. It seems Hendricus himself is as mysterious as his inventions. Perhaps the most chilling part of this was his own warning that I mentioned above. Quote, "This is unfortunate, since it opens a way for mischievous application of the invention, whereby people are exposed unknowingly to manipulation of their nervous systems for someone else's purposes. Such application would be unethical and is of course not advocated. It is mentioned here in order to alert the public to the possibility of covert abuse that may occur while being online or while watching TV, a video, or a DVD." Unquote. Alert the public in an obscure patent? How is that possible? For some reason, though, he felt he had to say that. Interesting. Was it a warning to us or a prophecy? I don't know. But I don't get good vibes when I read his patents or anything about it or him for that matter. I've thought about it a lot. One simple thing I discovered accidentally a while ago that really helps to shake these false thoughts out of the mind is this: singing. Singing disrupts it. I can feel it. I know how simplistic that sounds, but it works. Try it. Sing a happy and beautiful melody and see what happens. And then you will know why they have tried to destroy music. Why modern music, if you can call it that at all, is so jarring and horrible. Why some religions, such as Orthodox Judaism and some sects of Islam, forbid women to sing in public. And men may not hear their singing at all, except perhaps on special controlled occasions. So powerful is the singing voice, male or female. I believe music overrides inventions like Hendricus Loos. I do believe it is a gift from heaven. Put down the phone, step away from the monitors, and sing.